This December weather is not normal, and we'll be breaking down the weather pattern over the next 7 to 10 days on today's weather forecast. Welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. Hope everybody's having a great end of their week out there. Happy Friday to everyone. If you are seeing this, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below for detailed weather breakdowns across North America, and be sure to press the thumbs up button down below. It helps out more than you know. Looking at those temperatures out the door this morning, it is very mild for December standards, folks. It is December 8th today, and we are seeing low temperatures in Chicago of 43, 47 we're waking up to in St. Louis, 52 down there near the Springfield, Missouri region. So it is definitely very mild for this time of year, especially during the morning hours. And we are a good 20 to 25 degrees above the norm with our temperatures as we go into this afternoon, especially centered across the Mississippi Valley. So definitely seeing another warm day out there. Here are your afternoon high temperatures. So we're waking up in the 40s and 50s. Our temperatures will be ending up in the 50s, 60s, and 70s this afternoon. And who knows, possibly even touching 80 degrees down there again into central and south central Texas as we go through this afternoon. Looking at our precipitation today, we have a little system moving across portions of upper Midwest into southern Canada. It is cold enough to where we could see some lighter snow showers there through portions of Ontario into Manitoba and then down into the lower 48 across the Dakotas and the Rockies, once again seeing a couple of inches of snow as we go through the day today, although it's not really going to be that big of a deal, so that is some good news there. We also have a marginal risk of severe weather today from portions of southern Missouri down through Arkansas, including the Little Rock region, getting into southeastern Oklahoma, northeast Texas, and far northwestern Louisiana near the Shreveport region. Isolated coverage of strong thunderstorms with damaging winds would be the main risk there. But our main system we're watching for this weekend is moving in as we go into Saturday. You can see the trough here digging all the way down into the Texas Panhandle and North Texas on Saturday, and it takes more of that neutral tilt as it starts to eject off to the east into portions of the Eastern U.S. as we go into late this weekend on Sunday. And what this will bring is a lot of energy, especially across the lower Mississippi Valley. Our CAPE values, or convective available potential energy, will be on the rise as we go into Saturday across the lower Mississippi Valley here. You can see in those darker grays to those yellows, those are 1,000 to 2,000 joules per kilogram of instability as we go into Saturday. And then that shifts eastward with a cold front as we go through the day on Sunday. And you notice the instability values here across Virginia, the Carolinas, Georgia, and Florida are not as high as they are on Saturday. So our severe weather threat overall will be much lower as we go into Sunday. So looking here on Saturday with our precipitation through much of the day, we are going to see drier weather. There will be some drizzle around, some showers, possibly some isolated thunderstorms there across the lower Mississippi Valley, the Dixie Alley region on Saturday. But it's really the evening and the overnight hours where we have a line of strong to severe storms that will be sweeping across the lower Mississippi Valley here, western and middle Tennessee, down across portions of the Arklatex and the Arklamis region there. Definitely seeing the potential of damaging winds, large hail, and a couple of embedded tornadoes within that line. And there is a slight risk, a large, broad brush slight risk from the Storm Prediction Center from middle Tennessee into western Tennessee, down into northwestern Alabama, much of north central Mississippi, getting into Arkansas, north central portions of Louisiana, and east Texas as we go into Saturday. And yes, the tornado threat is there with a 5% shading around the Memphis region, Jackson, Tennessee, getting down toward portions there of northern Mississippi, near the Little Rock region, and back down there to the south and west into Shreveport as we go through the day on Saturday. Then as we go into Sunday, later on this weekend, that low pressure system will be up there into West Virginia. We got a cold front moving through across portions of the southeast, bringing an ongoing threat for showers and thunderstorms on Sunday. Notice the cold air, though, rushing in on the backside. We have a strengthening low pressure system going from around a 1,000 millibar low in West Virginia. As it moves northeast to portions of upstate New York, it's going to be deepening to a 996 millibar low there. The cold air coming in on the backside with that cold front will be providing a rain changing over to heavy wet snow scenario for portions of the eastern Ohio Valley into interior New England and down into the mid-Atlantic states as we go into Sunday afternoon and into Sunday night. Looking at the severe weather threat first here, we do have a marginal risk of severe weather. Remember, I mentioned that the instability values, those CAPE values, will not be as high on Sunday afternoon as they are on Saturday, so thus the severe weather threat will not be as high, but we still have to keep an eye on it. We do have a marginal risk that's a level 1 out of 5 on the scale here from the Norfolk region, getting down into Raleigh, Wilmington, and all the way down toward the Myrtle Beach area, Charleston, and even down toward Tallahassee, Panama City, Montgomery here. Definitely keeping an eye on that as we go into Sunday. Again, all modes of severe weather would be possible. When it's all said and done, when this storm system wraps up early next week on Monday, this is the rainfall we'll be left with here, and we have some pretty significant rain on the way. Across the Northeast, we have a snowpack on the ground, so with all this rainfall coming down on top of the snowpack, that definitely could be leading to some flooding concerns up there for Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, and upstate New York where that snowpack is present. But elsewhere, further south and west, the mid-Atlantic, the southeast, widespread rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches here in the purple and red shaded colors. And with the snowfall, the rain changing to heavy wet snow on the backside could be providing us with a solid 1 to 3 inches with isolated 4-inch amounts, especially centered across the New York State region, getting down through central Pennsylvania and into the Appalachians there, into West Virginia and northern Virginia, parts of Maryland as we go into early next week. Speaking of next week, we do look at the weather pattern as we go into next week, and you can see that we have a ridge of high pressure that comes back, and it really strengthens there across southern Canada and the northern tier of the United States through next work week. And what this means is our temperatures will go right back to above normal. You can see that here on Monday, back into the 40s. So whatever snowfall we do see in interior New England, that's likely going to be gone by the middle and end of next week as our temperatures will be rising in a big way. We're back into the 40-degree mark in Chicago and Detroit. We're back to 41 there in Des Moines on Wednesday, and then it gets even warmer. Look at next Friday, folks. This is the middle of December on the 15th, and widespread 50s, even all the way up into the Ohio Valley as we go into next Friday. So definitely some very warm air for mid-December standards. Looking at the precipitation trends going into next week, let's look at the flow in the atmosphere. We have the polar jet to the north here into portions of central and southern Canada, and then we have more of that subtropical jet down here off the eastern Pacific Basin across Mexico and the Rio Grande Valley and down near the Gulf Coast states next week. So in the middle here, we don't have much of any airflow. We got a lot of that, what we call split flow in the atmosphere. So a cutoff low pressure system will likely develop by the middle of next week. And this is a typical El Nino pattern. You have the polar jet stream pulled all the way up to the north there. That brings the warmer temperatures across Canada and the northern tier, much like we see next week. Drier weather in between. And then underneath that, we have the cooler weather at times, but we also have the wetter weather with that subtropical jet and that split flow in the environment as we go into next week. So a real true El Nino pattern showing up next week. And next Wednesday, we do have a cutoff low pressure system down here into West Texas, the Panhandle of Texas, and eastern New Mexico. This is an area where we haven't seen a lot of rainfall over the past several days and couple of weeks really here, so we desperately need the rainfall. And you can see Wednesday into Thursday, that shifts a little eastward towards the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area, Abilene, getting down into portions of San Antonio. and closer to Houston as we go into Thursday night. And then as you go into Friday, you can see the precipitation still there and even some snowfall further up to the north as well. Again, into the northern high plains with the cooler weather at times as we go into later next week. And this system will be around. It's a cutoff low pressure system. Cutoff lows don't really move that fast, so it's going to be dumping some rain there across eastern New Mexico, Texas, and Oklahoma. Could be adding up to a few inches of rain, 1 to 3 inches as we go through next week. And of course, the snow on the northern side, a couple of inches there from eastern Wyoming into South Dakota and northwest Nebraska will be possible through next week. Overall here, the theme is it's going to be drier to the north, especially across the Great Lakes region, the Ohio Valley, and then it's going to be much wetter to the south. Again, we got that cutoff low pressure system across New Mexico, Texas, and Oklahoma, providing us with above normal precipitation, and then Florida as well, especially down toward Tampa Bay, Naples, and Miami. We could be talking about some above normal precipitation there through next week with that subtropical jet as well. Well, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. If you've been all the way through this video and you like detailed weather breakdown, subscribe to the channel down below. It's absolutely free to do. Press the thumbs up down below as well. It helps out more than you know. Share this video with friends, family, and on social media, and I hope everybody has a great rest of their Friday out there.